Don't mind the epic music. That is Slight Aspire on the other monitor. Cut. This is me doing it live because I tried doing it not live, and I find the Twitch editor much simpler. And worst case, I just cut a highlight from the Twitch stream versus trying to get a match that either isn't a bunch of disconnects or throws, or a bunch of evil, nasty people who legitimately stop trying and spawn, which is never fun. Cheers. I only tried twice, but after a total of 4 hours, whenever I wasn't live, I was having issues with Stadium. Support queues are long, you get the gist. Another tip before I get started with the build guide. This is a build guide for the cat. Now, there's a few different builds you can do. There's a normal... I am doing specifically the bumper cart build, and primarily the one that I like, which is high uptime on damage and what have you. There is other things you can do. There's other power combinations you can have. You can have persistence and territorial. There is frenzy and ambidextrous. I just have the ultimate burst, so that way no matter what, you just do something silly like that no matter what happens. There's options here. Basically, the first two powers are just what you need in order to get going. And then after that, you can customize it. If your team needs more heals, especially in the late game, you can start with persistence instead of territorial. You do want to get these two together normally. If you really need some heals, you get persistence and ambidextrous. If you're getting any form of AoE from territorial persistence, you probably want Permitter Expander. If you're having trouble with survivability, I recommend Nebula Conduits. If you... I haven't tried Vanadium Injection yet in a match. That was actually one of my biggest problems with the games I was playing offline. I don't know how to describe it. It was either really easy or the games were non-existently difficult. So, yeah. I think what I have here, Territorial is nice. I think you should probably just go persistence, but I think the uptime from Tomcat Reserves on your E is very, very nice, especially since you're always going to have it up. This is the build that I found on the ladder. They got Frenzy. If you're going to go Frenzy, there is a cat item, Toxoplasmosis. Quick melee damage, slows the enemies, gives you a little bit of melee damage, and just a little bit of ability power. At least early game, it's very, very nice. Now, Neon, why are you doing this? Well, quite simply. The bumper cart cat build is legitimately very good. I've almost seen no one run it, and I actually have a few people asking me to make a build guide. I will be making a Stadium. I just now signed up for Stadium.io. I thought you had to pay for it. You do not, so I'm going to make a Stadium thingy as well. FPVTA. You know what? Sure. Let's quit. I love Slight Aspire. Forge code. So you get... Okay, so I don't know how to do all this. We'll probably do this in queue, and I will cut this up so that way it's not as toxic. Damn it. Don't use that build code unless you want to use that specific combo, but it is, I mean, again, it's the first two powers mostly anyway. I like getting Territorial because it gives you that extra little bit of damage, but also it combines very well with Superflexor, the damage, and then the little bump. That way, if you do want to be pre-firing. Either your teammates or the enemy, doesn't really matter. Because that extra 5% 5 stacks is 25% ability power plus the 10% damage on your projectiles. If you follow your projectiles, it becomes very good and very strong. Fusion Drive is not as valuable as Iridescent Iris because of the CDR, but its survivability. Champions Kit, obviously, if you can. You must have Fuel Pod for this build. If you think you can run without it, that's fine. I sincerely doubt you can. Movement speed is very nice, and Valium Injection kind of gives everything we want, but I like the Cat's ult, especially in Stadium, because you also have something where if you run out of fuel and you're like, oh no, that guy's gonna kill me, you can just, you know, do this. Also, if you're a first-person Andy like me, you can do this in order to get a better view of going down on, or bumping into people below you. Phrasing. Don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube algorithms. But again, you want to be shooting at them, so third person is probably better for this build. I call it the bumper cart build because that's what it feels like. You don't do a lot of healing, but you feel like a flanker, you feel like a tracer, you feel like a Genji, but in Stadium with all the other Stadium things. And basically, you're just making loops, bouncing off things. Even if you don't kill it, you just go back. That's going to happen a lot. If it does, that's why getting the claw power as your last or third power is very nice. That way you have an emergency little thing. And then if your last power is Tomcat Reserves, it synergizes very well because it makes it a... I don't know what the default cooldown is. 11 seconds? Really? 12 seconds? Jesus. It makes it basically 2.5 seconds. But the boop does not play well with it. It's mostly just for after the boop when you stop moving. Wow, that's actually really sad in the melee range. I do not recommend that, but that is the build I saw originally. It only got up to, like, I would say this, and then like the greens. But it was a 3v3 deathmatch, and I saw this build and I went, you know what? These two make sense. Zumi's even early on, it's 120 damage if you use up enough fuel, and because it refunds your fuel, it's actually very nice round one. This is typically going to be running round one. You can swap out one of these for something. You want first aid kit though, because of the way you want to hold on to this as long as you can. The survivability is very important. Just because you're basically going to be like playing at all angles, like, oh no, I'm going to heal my team. And if you mess up, you want to be able to get out and be like, ah, blah, 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 blah. You know. Early on though, I wouldn't, unless you got like 85+% fuel, like that much, I almost would never use the ability. You do get 40% back. And percentages are better than you think. Round two, almost always, even if you have to sell everything, you want this plus this. You go from left to right order, most in terms of value to power. The greens, though, you definitely want first aid kit. You can get reinforced titanium if you need it late game, but in the late game, you should have enough sustain with your E and your other shenanigans as well. If you don't, you can grab Nebula Conduit. I like Valium Injections as well. It's very, very nice in terms of survivability. I like it in Territorial third, and by the time it's round, I would say 3 or 4, depending on how successful or how much farming there is, because you can just be very passive with this build. If you want, you could just be like healing your teammates and then like just bumping into enemies and what have you. I will say early game, you do definitely want charge plating, because every time you ult, that armor you get is not reduced. The flat health is. The ability power and the 25 armor is not reduced though. It is very strong for the cats. 25 armor on this tiny little annoying creature is very good. Such dexterity. The first, again, fuel pod, you typically get this in round 2. By the time you get to territory, you'll probably have about 22,000. It depends on how hard you farm, and depends on your comp. You are typically going for value or for bounties. You can stall. You can be like a stalling May or a stalling Tracer with big burst potential. People you're scared of, hit scans obviously because your cat. Reaper is actually kind of annoying. Diva is kind of annoying. That's about it. And all the other items and what have you are pretty self-explanatory for the most part. And now, I'm going to try to do this live. And cut. And now, we queue. Cut. Alright. This... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Better, but oh, I don't know. Live commentary for the build guide while I'm having it on the other monitor being made as well.
Welcome to the armory. Now's the time for our teams to work out their strategies.
Dang. Is the one person who's ahead of me in terms of progress on the drives. I didn't know how they work season 1. I've had more time. Genji's a good matchup for us. Your bumper cat, your headbutt does go through Genji block, which is really weird. If you hit enemy shields or projectiles buildables, you do get your fuel refunded. I don't know if it works on Torp Turret, but it does work on like deployables like Orisa Shield and Rhine Shield. Rail is obviously annoying. Both of these characters are pretty easy to headbutt. And they don't have a hit scan outside of Juno, so I'm very happy.
3, 2,
and Bumper Cat. You've been warned. You do typically want to try to avoid them being able to see you.
10 seconds until the objectives unlock. The objectives open.
Here's what. I zoom. You do want to shoot and zoom at the same time. Just hold left click and right click. I will say,
Enemy sighted.
it does give away your position. And don't be afraid to go back and forth, back and forth.
Puppies, puppies.
Yes, sir. We'll wait until they start going. I dropped you. I don't know help. Man, so
Let's check the standings. 1, 2-0. Quite the performance from these superstars. Coming up, it's the payload race. It's time for the teams to consult their playbooks.
Hey, we have just enough pog. Primary fire, projectile speed. Primary fire throws 2 additional shurikens that don't consume any ammo. Well, that's annoying.
The teams have 20 seconds left to prepare for the round.
Lily, look, it's Lily.
Greetings. Master of fear.
Yes. 3, 2,
Oh god. I'm talking about feet. I just ran out of fuel, that sucks.
have we taken the first checkpoint? We're absolutely running away with this race.
Theo is juggling the Juno.
My bad.
Spawn turrets are a bitch. It's okay.
Leaving the opponent in the dust.
Your E is also a boot that keeps you alive, I promise.
Yes, our team has passed the halfway mark.
Spawn turrets didn't get you. Nice.
Absolutely running away with this race.
Also, don't be afraid just to be an annoying little cat. You are cat still.
Our team's flying into the final stretch.
Disruption activate.
Oh, I've been stuck. Oh.
Shut down by Shimala. They're leaving
That's
the
okay.
opponent
When they're pushing their card, I'll try to get an ult off. Get him.
60 seconds remaining.
Make sure you're not within direct LOS. Try to use.
Absolutely clutch. We're absolutely running away with this race.
Tactical visor error.
Only 10 seconds left.
Sorry, I was getting an Amber Alert on my
2-0. You
on my
can really
everything.
tell who
God,
the playmakers
wow.
are.
Bounties. Am I right?
Up next, let's push.
I have the most damage. This is promising. If this is the
Gearing up. Every
This is
choice
funny.
is crucial.
I think this is better. This is 10 damage on your primary, which is good for healing and damage, and then 25% ability power essentially for free. because every projectile on the cap counts, like most shotgun characters, like Reaper, like Doombust, or anybody that ramps up their stuff very quickly, like Ramatra or Horse. It's good times, good memes.
The arena is ready and waiting. 20 seconds to go. Three, two, one.
When you disable, when you ungrapple people, you also get fuel. I goofed up, but I'm alive.
Back in control. Forward progress.
No!
The lead is ours. Enemy is in
He's one.
possession of the robot.
They're pushing ahead. The robot is in our possession.
Hey, my ultimate is ready.
Aftermarket firing pin. All good options. Movement speed.
Move it, robot.
Occasionally that will happen where you bump into people, but you don't bump into them. That shit's bullshit. I'm assuming it's a bug or something to do with their jumping or their melees or their boots. This shit's dumb. I absolutely should. Maybe like, I don't know. It just sucks. Eat him. Also, yeah, you can headbutt people in the ult. I did that in the video.
This ends now.
Ooh.
That's a round one.
Mash!
Score.
Well done, Rapper.
2-0.
And we didn't immediately win.
MVPs.
Bumper cut.
Next up, the teams are facing off in Clash. Now's the time for our teams to work out their strategies.
You're Iris by round 3. That's if you're doing really well. Yeah. Have it on round 4. Round 5, I have Lucima Fusion Drive. And you can have...
Only 20 seconds left until we kick
Yeah,
this
that
round
makes sense.
off.
Optional power can still be you.
If the team wins this next point, they'll take the match. 3, 2, 1. Commencing attack on objective B. The objective unlocks in 10 seconds. The objective is now active.
I've been stuck. The only thing that kills me.
Get yourselves on the pond.
I'll be back though, so be careful.
The objective goes live in 10. The objective's open.
Tanks are normally a problem. Yum, 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 yum. Judges!
Congratulations to our victors.
Think you can take me? Let's find out.
Guide soon.
Play of the game.
That was fantastic, actually. Cool.